These two dental x-rays just exposed a disturbing truth about American mouths, both from 45-year-old men. This one is from the United States, and this one is from Scandinavia in Northern Europe. Both men are exactly the same biological age, but when researchers measured their oral age, they discovered something shocking. The American's oral age tested at 61 years old, while the Scandinavian's mouth age, just 29. That's a 32-year difference in mouth aging between two men born the exact same year. What creates this massive gap isn't genetics, isn't diet, isn't even oral hygiene habits. It's whether the bad bacteria in your mouth have developed a microscopic acid lock, the real reason behind tooth decay, bleeding gums, and chronic bad breath. In America, 89% of adults carry these acid-locked bacteria due to shocking reasons we can't control. This acid lock allows destructive bacteria to survive every cleaning method: brushing, flossing, mouthwash, even professional cleanings, turning mouths into acid factories that accelerate oral aging by decades, resulting in teeth, gums, and breath that deteriorate no matter how well you take care of them. But here's what changed everything. Norwegian researchers discovered a 30-second kitchen method to unlock these destroyers, allowing mouths to rejuvenate by 20 to 30 years. I'm going to show it to you in the next few minutes. Once you do this, gums stop bleeding, teeth naturally whiten, cavities stop forming, bad breath vanishes completely, and even your sinuses clear. You stop snoring. You breathe easier than you have in years.
My gums are healthy, and my breath doesn't scare people away anymore. I even smiled in a photo last week without covering my mouth. I haven't done that in I don't know how long.
The best part was watching my wife go from being so self-conscious she barely smiled to having a completely healthy mouth. Plus, her sinuses cleared up, the snoring stopped, she even lost a few pounds, somehow. Now that we're both actually sleeping, we have energy we haven't felt in years. And I just want to kiss her all the time.
Not only is my mouth the healthiest it's been in decades, but we avoided massive dental bills, and my husband is so relieved.
My name is Jim Hartwell, and I want to take a moment to explain who I am and why what I'm about to share could change everything for you. For 15 years, I served as a dental technician in the U.S. Navy. I handled everything from routine dental care to full-blown emergencies in the field, often with limited equipment and under intense pressure. The Navy taught me to think on my feet and really understand what was happening beneath the surface when someone's oral health was falling apart. After discharge, multiple civilian practices wanted to hire me. I thought I'd found my calling. But that dream came crashing down fast. Working in civilian dental offices, I began seeing things that went against everything I believed in. Patients were being charged outrageous prices for simple treatments. Routine visits would somehow turn into major procedures. I watched dentists carelessly prescribe the same medications to every patient without ever asking about their individual situation. Nobody cared about solving the real problem. I kept seeing the same patients come back month after month, still in pain, still searching for answers, never finding real lasting relief. I kept thinking, if we have such advanced dental care, why are Americans suffering from worse oral health than ever before? My frustration grew every single day. I couldn't be part of a system that was clearly failing the people it was supposed to help. So I made a decision that changed everything. I left those practices and started my own. One focused on veterans and disadvantaged communities, people who couldn't afford the $5,000 procedures, people the system had given up on. I began researching natural alternatives, low-cost prevention methods, anything that could actually help without breaking the bank. For years, I felt like it was making a real difference. I was proud of the work I was doing, proud that I was helping people who had nowhere else to turn. But then I got a phone call that would challenge everything I thought I knew about oral health. It was Mike Reynolds, my former team leader from the Navy. One of my closest friends during my service. We'd been through hell together overseas, trusted each other with our lives. But the man on the other end of the phone barely sounded like the Mike I knew. Mike had always been the life of every room. Confident, charismatic. After he left the Navy, he built this incredible career in sales. #1 at his company 3 years straight. But when he called me that day, his voice was hollow, defeated. "Jim, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm falling apart." His mouth was a complete disaster. Multiple infections, cavities spreading, gums so swollen and inflamed they bled constantly. His breath had become so bad that he could physically see people pull away when he spoke. Here's the thing that made it so frustrating. Mike was doing everything right. He brushed twice a day, flossed religiously, used the prescription mouthwash his dentist recommended. He spent a fortune on dental treatments and medications in the past year alone. Even his diet was fairly healthy. avoided sweets, ate plenty of fruits and vegetables, but nothing helped. Mike told me he'd lost a promotion he'd been working toward for 2 years. They gave it to someone with half his experience. His boss didn't say it directly, but Mike knew exactly why. He could see it in his client's eyes, the disgust, the discomfort. They were not listening to a word he said. They were too busy staring at his deteriorating teeth, trying so hard not to react to his breath. Everything he'd worked so hard for was slipping away. His marriage was suffering too. He couldn't kiss his wife anymore. He was too ashamed. Their intimacy had disappeared completely. He felt disgusting, like he was repulsing the person he loved most. I don't want to end up like my grandfather, he told me. Divorced, alone, with fake teeth sitting in a cup by the bed. I'm 54 years old, Jim. I can't lose my teeth. I can't end up like that. But the procedures he needed weren't covered by his insurance. The estimates came back at $25,000 to $30,000. After losing the promotion and watching his sales plummet, he could barely cover his basic bills, let alone afford treatment like that. I'm desperate, brother. You're my last hope. I jumped into action right away, but I quickly realized this wasn't going to be simple. Mike's case was incredibly complex. He'd already tried every conventional approach, followed every recommendation to the letter, but nothing worked. What else was there to try? Desperate for answers, I reached out to my close network of elite dentists and periodontists. I shared Mike's case, hoping someone would have insights other doctors had missed. They all said the same thing. Mike needed expensive gum surgery, possibly multiple extractions and implants. The costs were astronomical, and no, there was no way to reduce them. A couple of them were quick to suggest stronger antibiotics, more aggressive than what Mike had already taken. At first, they seemed to work. The infections cleared, the swelling went down. Mike felt hopeful for the first time in months. But within 2 weeks, everything came roaring back. The infections, the pain, the inflammation, worse than before. I felt completely helpless watching my brother in arms suffer like this. I spent weeks reading every study I could find, reaching out to every contact in my network. Nothing. I was running out of options and hope. I was about to give up. But then I thought about Mike and everyone like him who had been failed by conventional approaches, left to suffer without real solutions. In the Navy, we learned you never abandon someone who needs you. You keep fighting. You honor your commitment to serve, especially when things get hard. So I refused to quit, and I'm grateful I pushed through because the breakthrough came when I least expected it. A doctor from my old Navy network, someone I hadn't spoken to in years, returned one of my many desperate calls. He told me about research that had been buried in military medical databases, research most people would never have access to. I'm sending you the access codes now, he said. Look up Dr. Erik Nordahl's work. Dr. Nordahl was a military research scientist in Norway who had been studying something that could explain everything Mike was going through. His data showed something shocking. Norwegian naval personnel had strikingly healthier teeth than our American forces. Fewer cavities, fresher breath, minimal gum issues, despite having far less access to dental interventions. How could sailors with less dental care have better oral health than our meticulously maintained American forces? I had to find out. Getting in touch with Dr. Nordahl proved more challenging than I expected, but after a few weeks of trying every contact I had, a colleague at the Naval Medical Research Center finally helped me arrange a video call. What Dr. Nordahl shared with me in that conversation changed everything I thought I knew about dental health and gave me the answer I'd been searching for to help Mike and thousands of people like him. When I described Mike's case to Dr. Nordahl, he didn't seem surprised at all. Yeah, I've been researching this exact pattern for years now across different populations, he said, and immediately pulled up the study that connected every single dot. His research team had conducted a comprehensive comparison of oral health across different military forces, including a direct head-to-head analysis, Norwegian naval personnel versus American naval personnel. Same age ranges, same gender distribution, same baseline health conditions. The only difference? Their mouths told completely opposite stories. Using advanced genetic sequencing of saliva samples, Dr. Nordahl's team had mapped the complete oral microbiome of each sailor, every species of bacteria, fungi, and microorganism living in their mouths. Then they calculated something he called oral age, essentially whether someone's mouth ecosystem was biologically younger or older than their chronological age. When he showed me the results, I felt sick. The Norwegian sailors' mouths tested 20 to 30 years younger than their American counterparts, despite being the exact same chronological age. It was like comparing the mouth ecosystem of a healthy 25-year-old to that of a deteriorating 55-year-old. Our American sailors, despite following superior dental protocols and having access to the most advanced dental care in the world, had mouths that were aging and deteriorating at a scary rate. The question that haunted me was simple. What were the Norwegians doing, or not doing, that was keeping their mouths so remarkably healthy? To understand what Dr. Nordahl discovered, you need to know that your mouth isn't just teeth and gums. It's an entire living ecosystem called the oral microbiome. home to billions of bacteria, both beneficial and harmful. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Here we go again with the good bacteria, bad bacteria story. And you're right to be skeptical. This basic concept has been repeated so many times, it's become the only thing every dentist agrees on. But stick with me, because what Dr. Nordahl revealed about these bacteria turned everything we thought we knew completely upside down. Right now, as you are watching this, there's an acid attack happening inside your mouth. Every time you eat anything, healthy or not, bacteria called Streptococcus mutans, S mutants for short, release acid that inflames your gums, demineralizes your teeth, and makes your enamel go soft. These acid attacks are completely normal. They happen to everyone. What separates a healthy mouth from a deteriorating one isn't whether the acid attack happens, it's actually what comes after. Normally, in a healthy mouth like those Norwegian sailors, these acid attacks only last about 20 minutes. Then the good bacteria jump into action. They neutralize the bad bacteria, weaken them until they literally die in the acid they created. And just like that, the attack stops and your teeth recover completely. But something happened to American mouths. S mutants, the bad bacteria, evolved. And as you'll see in a moment, environmental factors and the very products we trusted to protect us triggered this mutation. S mutants learn to activate an acid lock, a mechanism that keeps their acid locked in direct contact with your teeth where the good bacteria can't reach it or neutralize it. The good bacteria attack with everything they've got, but nothing works. So the acid attack never stops. It continues all day long, eroding your enamel and irritating your gums, leading to tooth decay, gingivitis, cavities, bad breath, and eventually tooth loss. So what exactly is this acid lock? I asked Dr. Nordahl. An enzyme called FAB-M, he replied, and it explains why millions of Americans are losing the battle for their teeth. According to Dr. Nordahl's research, when harmful bacteria activate this enzyme, it fundamentally transforms them. Think of FAB-M as a molecular switch that turns ordinary bad bacteria into acid-resistant superbacteria. When FAB-M activates, it changes the bacteria's outer membrane, like giving them an acid-proof hazmat suit. Now they're completely protected from the good bacteria that should be destroying them. So instead of dying in their own acid after 20 minutes, they survive indefinitely, producing acid that stays locked against your teeth and gums for hours, sometimes all day, creating constant corrosive damage. A landmark study from the Department of Stomatology at Nanfang Hospital in China proved just how powerful FAB-M is. When researchers genetically disabled the FAB-M gene in S mutants, those harmful bacteria became 10,000 times more vulnerable to acid than normal. 10,000 times. Without their FAB-M armor, the bacteria died almost immediately in the acid environment they created. But with FAB-M activated, they're virtually indestructible. Even worse, FAB-M doesn't just protect bacteria from acid, it makes them resistant to antibiotics and antimicrobial treatments. This explains why Mike's treatments would work for a few weeks, then fail completely. The antibiotics weren't eliminating the bacteria, they were just temporarily suppressing them. The FAB-M protected bacteria were simply waiting, hidden in their acid-locked fortresses, ready to multiply again the moment treatment stopped. Every round of antibiotics killed off the weaker bacteria, but left the strongest ones behind to multiply, making the problem progressively worse. Now here's where this gets infuriating. The dental industry has known about acid-producing bacteria for over 100 years. They've built a multi-billion-dollar empire on fighting cavities with fluoride, antimicrobial rinses, and endless professional cleanings. But they've never addressed FAB-M. Why? Because FAB-M protected bacteria create the perfect business model. If they actually eliminated the root cause, you'd stop needing twice-yearly cleanings, expensive treatments, and endless products. Your mouth would be healthy. Instead, they sell you solutions that temporarily reduce symptoms while the real problem, the acid lock, continues destroying your mouth. Every antimicrobial mouthwash kills the defenseless good bacteria, while the FAB-M protected superbacteria survive untouched. Every antibiotic selects for more resistant strains. Even your toothpaste is likely making things worse. Most commercial toothpastes contain harsh chemicals that obliterate beneficial bacteria while barely touching the acid-lock protected strains. Actually, do yourself a favor. Check your toothpaste and mouthwash labels. If they contain sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, triclosan, sodium saccharin, propylene glycol, or diethanolamine, DEA, throw them away immediately. These chemicals destroy your oral microbiome's natural defenses, while the harmful bacteria remain protected. You're trapped on an expensive treadmill, watching your teeth deteriorate despite doing everything right. Now, Dr. Nordahl's research revealed something fascinating about why Norwegians' mouths stay so healthy. It wasn't about brushing technique or dental care frequency. It was about their oral microbiome, specifically the protective compounds their good bacteria were naturally producing. Norwegian soil still contains rich, diverse microbial life. Their produce carries thousands of beneficial bacterial species. For example, fermented foods, real sauerkraut, traditional kefir, naturally fermented breads. Norwegians eat these daily, and these foods strengthen the beneficial bacteria that manufacture acid lock-breaking compounds, the actual weapons that destroy FAB-M. Here's another quick tip. You can start supporting your oral microbiome today by adding real fermented foods to your diet. Look for raw sauerkraut in the refrigerated section, not shelf-stable. Those are pasteurized and dead. Plain kefir or authentic kimchi. While this alone isn't enough to break the acid lock, eating 2 to 3 tablespoons daily can help support your beneficial bacteria population. When Norwegians consume these foods consistently, free from the hidden factors sabotaging American mouths that I'll explain in a moment, their beneficial bacteria are able to produce the weapons they need. Compounds like beta-glucanase, glucosidase, and deanase that literally demolish the FAB-M protective mechanism and keep their mouths disease-free. Without their acid-proof armor, the harmful bacteria die off naturally. The acid attacks still happen after meals, but they last only 20 minutes instead of hours, and their teeth remineralize completely before the next meal. Their good bacteria have the right weapons. Ours don't. Why? Americans face a 4-part perfect storm that's systematically disarmed our beneficial bacteria. It starts with our depleted soil. Industrial farming has eliminated 85% of beneficial bacteria from American farmland. The European Union banned most of these chemicals decades ago, but here in America they're still being sprayed daily. Even organic produce contains almost none of the beneficial bacterial species your grandparents got naturally. Then comes the antibiotic assault. Americans consume antibiotics at 3 to 4 times the rate of Norwegians. In prescriptions, factory-farmed meat, dairy, even water supplies, every exposure kills beneficial bacteria while the harmful strains grow resistant. Next, our diet feeds the problem. Corporations hook us young on refined carbs and added sugars, the exact fuel S mutants needs to thrive. By the time we're adults and start paying attention, most of the damage is already done. S mutants has taken over, and our good bacteria are starving. And finally, we eliminate whatever survived. Antimicrobial mouthwashes, chemical toothpastes, and harsh dental treatments kill off the last beneficial bacteria that made it through the first 3 attacks. By your 40s, your beneficial bacteria are too weak and too few to produce the compounds needed to break the acid lock. But here's what terrifies me most. The acid lock doesn't just destroy your teeth. It's flooding your bloodstream with inflammatory bacteria every time you chew, brush, or swallow. When FAB-M protected bacteria dominate, you're constantly seeding your body with bacteria linked to heart disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, arthritis, and brain infections. Your upper teeth are separated from your brain by less than half an inch of bone. Severe infections can eat right through it. This isn't just a dental problem. It's a whole body health crisis accelerating every day. Now, if you're still wondering whether FAB-M is destroying your oral health, just tell me. Have you ever felt frustrated that no matter how well you brush and floss, your teeth keep feeling dirty or fuzzy within hours? You find yourself dealing with chronic sinus congestion, post-nasal drip, or sinus infections that your doctor can't explain? Have you noticed you're snoring more at night, or waking up with a dry mouth, and that awful metallic taste more often? If you answered yes to even one of those questions, the acid lock is active in your mouth right now. And every day it remains active, you're at risk of your dental problems accelerating. More cavities, receding gums, tooth loss, chronic sinus infections that never fully clear, sleep disruption from mouth breathing and snoring, unexplained weight gain that just won't slow down, systemic inflammation spreading to your heart, brain, and joints. But here's the good news. Dr. Nordahl didn't just identify the problem. He discovered exactly how to break through FAB-M's acid lock and restore balance to your oral microbiome. You've probably heard that what you need is probiotics, Dr. Nordahl said. More good bacteria to crowd out the bad ones, right? That's what the entire oral health industry has been pushing for the past decade. Probiotic lozenges and supplements promising to repopulate your oral microbiome. But the research tells a completely different story, he continued. The probiotic approach for oral health is fundamentally flawed. Dr. Nordahl explained why. First, most oral probiotics are already dead before you open the bottle. Why? The beneficial bacteria they're trying to deliver are incredibly fragile. They need specific pH, moisture, and temperature to survive. The moment they're exposed to air, light, or room temperature during manufacturing, shipping, or sitting in your bathroom cabinet, huge percentages die off. A recent study tested 15 popular brands and found that 11 had less than half the living bacteria claimed on the label. Some had virtually none. So you're paying premium prices for bacterial corpses. But let's say you get lucky and find fresh probiotics with living bacteria. Here's problem number 2. Your mouth is designed to kill all foreign bacteria. Your saliva contains lysozyme, an enzyme specifically engineered to rupture bacterial cell walls. It doesn't discriminate between good and bad. Foreign is foreign. It's like sending reinforcements that never make it past the front gate. And it gets worse. Swedish researchers discovered that these dead probiotic bacteria don't just disappear, they pile up in your teeth. And S. mutans actually feeds on the corpses, using them as building materials for their acid-producing fortresses. One shocking study found people taking oral probiotics had 23 to 31% more stubborn plaque after 30 days, compared to people who did nothing. And even if some bacteria survive your saliva, your immune system can't tell the difference between good and bad foreign organisms. When you flood your mouth with billions of foreign living bacteria, it sounds the alarm and triggers inflammation. For some people, this creates a bizarre paradox. The live probiotics you're taking to reduce gum inflammation are actually causing more inflammation as your body tries to eliminate these foreign invaders. One clinical study tracked inflammatory markers in people using live oral probiotics and found that 23% showed increased inflammation in the first 30 days. Their bodies were literally fighting the help. This is especially problematic for adults over 45, whose immune systems are more reactive and less tolerant to these microbial changes, triggering inflammation that doesn't stay in your mouth but spreads throughout your body, fueling heart disease, brain fog, Alzheimer's, respiratory problems, and even obesity. But this is where Dr. Nordahl's research revealed something revolutionary. The Norwegians weren't maintaining healthy mouths by having special living bacteria we don't have. Instead, their mouths were producing specific bioactive compounds, beneficial molecules bacteria create that prevented the acid lock from forming in the first place. These compounds aren't living bacteria. They're the disease-fighting weapons good bacteria produce as they metabolize nutrients. First discovered in 1907, then recently rediscovered by modern medicine. Scientists called them postbiotics, and the name tells you exactly what they are. Post means after. When good bacteria finish digesting food, these healing compounds are what they produce, the after product your body recognizes and uses to fight disease. And in your mouth, they specifically target and destroy the FAB-M protective mechanism. Think of it this way. If probiotics are messengers carrying vital information, postbiotics are that information itself, delivered straight to your cells without the messenger having to survive the harsh journey through your mouth. Unlike probiotics that are fragile, unreliable, and dead on arrival, postbiotics are completely stable. Heat doesn't affect them. Oxygen doesn't degrade them. Your saliva can't destroy them. Your immune system doesn't attack them because they're not foreign organisms. They're beneficial signaling molecules your body recognizes and welcomes. This is why postbiotics are a game changer. Your depleted good bacteria simply can't produce enough postbiotics to fight back. But when you deliver them directly to your mouth, you bypass the broken system entirely, getting reliable, immediate results. Dr. Nordahl's goal was to identify the exact compounds that could break down FAB-M and rejuvenate oral health worldwide. We needed to identify which postbiotic compounds could penetrate and dismantle the acid lock, he explained. Not just any postbiotics, the specific strains that target FAB-M. After years of research, his team identified the exact postbiotic compounds bacteria produce to break FAB-M's acid lock. The moment these compounds break the acid lock, the healing begins. Your gums stop bleeding and regain their healthy pink color. The sensitivity disappears as your enamel remineralizes. That metallic blood taste vanishes along with the chronic bad breath. And remember, bacteria from your mouth can enter your bloodstream and travel throughout your entire body. When you fix your oral microbiome, you're not just saving your teeth. You breathe easier, sleep deeper, clear your sinuses, eliminate headaches, and cut off the inflammation that fuels heart disease and Alzheimer's before it starts. So let me tell you exactly what these postbiotic strains are, how they break the FAB-M acid lock, and how you can get them today. The first weapons, not one, but two strains of L-plantarum working in synergy, the acid lock breaker and the rebuilder. Think of them as a demolition crew and construction team working simultaneously. The acid lock breaker goes straight for S mutants' throat. Research shows its postbiotic compounds eradicated S mutants' populations by over 99.9%. That's like taking a room with 1,000 teeth-destroying bacteria and reducing it to just one. In studies published in the peer-reviewed journal Microorganisms, L-Plantarum actually outperformed chlorhexidine, the gold standard antiseptic dentists have relied on for decades. And while the acid lock breaker is punching holes in S mutants' defenses and dissolving their fortress, the second L-Plantarum strain, the Rebuilder, is already restoring your mouth from the ground up. It produces enzymes that neutralize plaque acids naturally, the same enzymes found in populations with the lowest cavity rates in the world, according to research published in PNAS. Together, these two strains don't just destroy the acid lock, they restore your mouth's natural 20-minute acid neutralization cycle, the one S mutants and FAB-M have been blocking for years. Third weapon, L. salivarius, the construction blocker. If L. plantarum is the attacker, L. salivarius is the saboteur that makes sure S mutants can never rebuild. This strain doesn't just kill bad bacteria, it shuts down S mutants' entire construction operation. Research published in Molecular Oral Microbiology found that L. salivarius actually switches off S mutants' key virulence genes, GTFB, GTFC, and GTFD, the genes it actually needs to build its acid-locked fortress in the first place. Without these genes working, S mutants literally cannot maintain the FAB-M defense system that's been destroying your teeth. And in clinical trials, it significantly reduced volatile sulfur compounds, the cause of bad breath, while restoring healthy microbial balance. Fourth weapon, L. rhamnosus, the gum guardian. While the other strains are dismantling the acid lock, L. rhamnosus is fortifying your defenses and protecting your gums. Research showed that this postbiotic strain inhibits Porphyromonas gingivalis and Fusobacterium nucleatum, two of the most notorious gum disease bacteria, by over 36%. It even protected against bone loss while lowering inflammation in the gums. But here's what makes this strain truly extraordinary. It physically blocks pathogens from attaching to your teeth. It's like coating your teeth with an invisible shield that bad bacteria simply cannot penetrate. And because L. rhamnosus produces hydrogen peroxide and antimicrobial compounds, it creates an environment where acid-producing bacteria simply cannot survive, making it nearly impossible for the acid lock to ever form again. These four postbiotic weapons systematically dismantle the FAB-M acid lock, then create a protective shield that stops harmful bacteria from rebuilding their fortress, all while producing natural antimicrobials that eliminate bad breath, restore healthy pink gums, end bleeding and inflammation, brighten your smile naturally, and let you wake up without that disgusting taste in your mouth. And the proof is undeniable. A clinical study followed patients who applied these specific postbiotic compounds directly to their oral cavity for 8 weeks. Their gum inflammation dropped significantly. Bleeding stopped completely. Losing stubborn fat has become effortless, and their oral pH normalized, allowing natural remineralization to begin repairing years of acid damage. But this was only the beginning of Dr. Nordahl's breakthrough. He'd identified other natural compounds that significantly amplify these postbiotics when combined in precise ratios. The first was BioFresh Clean Complex, a revolutionary breakthrough that's transforming oral health. This powerful ingredient contains beta-glucanase, glucosidase, and DNase enzymes that literally shatter the acid lock barrier. By smashing this protective system, BioFresh exposes S mutants to their own toxic acid production. Your body's natural defenses can finally wash them away. Clinical studies prove that people using BioFresh Clean have 47% less harmful bacteria after only 24 hours compared to brushing alone. This number jumps to 60% after just 8 days of use. Next, xylitol, the Trojan horse that tricks bacteria into destroying themselves. Recent studies from NIMS Dental Hospital show xylitol disrupts S mutants' energy production through brilliant deception. S mutants think xylitol is sugar, their favorite food, but it's not real sugar, so they get zero energy from it. So the bacteria exhaust themselves, trying to metabolize this fake sugar, constantly working to break it down, but get zero energy in return, until they literally burn out. With their energy depleted, S mutants can't produce the acids that damage your teeth or maintain their FAB-M protection system. Then cranberry extract, which literally hacks bacterial systems and sabotages them from within. Research shows cranberry shuts down the bacteria's acid-producing machinery and disables their acid pump, picking the FAB-M acid lock and exposing S mutants to their own toxic production. and purple carrot powder, packed with anthocyanin antioxidants that calm inflammation while disrupting bacterial communication systems, making your mouth inhospitable to acid producers. I was writing down every word when Dr. Nordahl went quiet for a moment. Then he said something that caught me off guard. "Jim, I need you to know, I tried bringing this to American authorities right after my research was published. I wanted to help, but they completely shut me down. The dental industry there is too profitable to disrupt. They've buried this for years. I hope you take this research and do what I couldn't. Bring it to the people who need it most." After Dr. Nordahl shared his complete formula with detailed measurements and precise instructions, I thanked him deeply for his breakthrough research and gave him my word I would make this happen. The moment we ended that call, I knew I had to act fast. Over the next few weeks, I pulled together a team of medical researchers and formulation experts, trusted colleagues from my network. When I shared Dr. Nordahl's findings, they were as stunned as I was. Not only could this save Mike, but it could revolutionize oral care completely. Intrigued by the scientific potential, they agreed to collaborate and bring the solution to life. But we faced critical challenges. First, sourcing these specific postbiotic strains proved incredibly difficult. Unlike common probiotics you find everywhere, these precise postbiotic compounds required specialized suppliers with exact specifications. Even with our exclusive medical contacts, tracking down pharmaceutical-grade sources took months. Second, several of the other ingredients, particularly the BioFresh enzyme complex, were nearly impossible to find in the purity Dr. Nordahl's research demanded. And third, how do we transform this into something practical that Mike and millions of Americans could actually use? When we finally secured all the ingredients and mixed Dr. Nordahl's original formula, we faced an unexpected problem. The combination created a thick, gooey, dark red substance that looked like jam, messy, impractical, and impossible for daily use. My team's first instinct was to put it in capsules, but I stopped them immediately. If we put this in pills, people would swallow them. But as Dr. Nordahl emphasized, these postbiotic compounds need direct contact with oral tissues to break the FABM acid lock. They must reach every corner of your mouth. A pill that goes straight to your stomach wastes most of their power. That's when our formulation team had the breakthrough. What if we could create delicious, chewable tablets that dissolve slowly in your mouth? Not a pill, not a gummy, a specifically engineered soft tablet designed to trigger massive saliva production while dissolving. Here's why this delivery system is genius. The act of chewing floods your mouth with saliva, which acts as a natural delivery system, carrying our FABM breaking compounds to every surface, crack, and crevice. The longer it dissolves, the more effectively the postbiotics and enzymes penetrate bacterial fortresses and dismantle their acid lock defenses. You can chew it slowly or let it melt like candy. Either way guarantees maximum absorption right where you need it most. We flavored it Berry Frost. And honestly, it tastes so good that taking your daily dose feels like enjoying a treat. But the hardest part was just beginning. We had the formula, we had the science, but we didn't have a way to manufacture it at a larger scale. Finding a facility that could produce this at the highest quality standards proved almost impossible. I needed GMP certification, FDA approval, and expertise in specialized delivery systems. But I also needed something most supplement companies never consider: environmental responsibility. Most facilities use traditional plastic bottles that can take centuries to decompose, polluting our oceans and devastating our planet. I couldn't in good conscience create something meant to heal people while simultaneously harming the world. It seemed like an impossible task. But finally, after countless calls and dead ends, we found them. A first-rate, GMP-certified, FDA-approved U.S. laboratory that specialized in innovative delivery systems and shared our commitment to environmental responsibility. Their in-house experts suggested using biodegradable bio bottles that naturally decompose without harming the environment. Finally, we could deliver Dr. Nordahl's breakthrough formula in a way that protected both people and the planet. It took our entire team several months of testing. We analyzed every interaction between the compounds and saliva, perfected the dissolution rate and taste, fine-tuned the exact ratios between the 4 postbiotic weapons and supporting ingredients to maximize their synergistic effect. Finally, after rigorous testing and refinement, what my team and I consider the most powerful FABM acid lock breaking solution in the world was ready. Of course, the first person to try it was Mike. I called him the moment our first batch was ready. His instructions were simple: chew 1 tablet each morning and let it dissolve slowly in his mouth. Even with his severely damaged teeth and gums, he could do this easily. But the waiting was torture. After the first few days, Mike didn't notice much change. Honestly, I was getting worried. Had we missed something? Was the formula not strong enough? Did we need to reformulate? Then on day 6, my phone rang at 6:47 a.m. It was Mike. And for the first time in months, he sounded like the old Mike again, the confident, energetic guy I'd known before FabM destroyed his mouth. Jim, something's different. I just brushed my teeth. No blood. First time in over a year. Day after day, Mike's updates exceeded even my highest hopes. The constant metallic taste that had plagued him for months, gone completely. His gums transformed from angry, swollen red to healthy pink. By week 3, Mike's wife noticed his breath didn't have that awful smell anymore. She kissed him for the first time in months, really kissed him, the way she used to. After a month, Mike went back to his dentist for a checkup. The infections had cleared. His gum pockets had reduced. Several cavities that had been marked for drilling and filling showed clear signs of remineralization. The enamel was actually rebuilding itself. "I don't understand," his dentist said, flipping between the old x-rays and the new ones. "What did you do?" The $30,000 in procedures, no longer necessary. Mike's transformation was remarkable. Just after 3 months of daily use, he landed a major promotion, rising above colleagues who'd been with the company far longer. It was everything we'd hoped for. But I needed to know, would this work for others facing similar battles? So we recruited 50 participants from different backgrounds, all dealing with persistent oral health problems that wouldn't go away no matter what they tried. Bleeding gums, chronic bad breath, tooth sensitivity, receding gums. The same FabM acid lock destruction that had nearly cost Mike everything. We sent each participant a 1-month supply with the same simple instructions: chew 1 tablet each morning or let it dissolve slowly. Within 2 weeks, the feedback started pouring in, and the results were remarkable. People who'd been struggling with bleeding gums for years finally found relief. Bad breath that had destroyed relationships and careers vanished completely. Tooth sensitivity that made eating ice cream or drinking coffee torture disappeared. Thousands of dollars in scheduled procedures were being canceled as dentists stared in disbelief at mouths that were healing themselves. And several patients mentioned something we hadn't even expected. Their teeth felt stronger and looked noticeably whiter, as if years of staining were lifting away. Just like that, more and more test patients reached out reporting incredible improvements. The results were so consistent and dramatic that word began spreading naturally. People were calling us, emailing us, asking where they could get this formula, begging us to make more. That's what we knew for certain. We had something that could revolutionize oral health forever. We had a moral obligation to make it available to everyone suffering like Mike had been. What we created isn't just another oral health supplement. It's the first and only oral postbiotic formula on the market, covering every flaw in traditional probiotic formulas to revolutionize oral health care. This groundbreaking delivery method doesn't just work better than traditional pills or probiotics. It creates an entirely new category of oral health treatment that quickly gives you visible, long-lasting results that keep getting better over time. And this is why today, I'm able to proudly introduce you to DentaBiome. DentaBiome is the world's first oral postbiotic designed specifically to break FabM's acid lock and restore your mouth's natural bacterial balance. Made with completely natural, gluten-free, soy-free, non-GMO, and vegan ingredients, DentaBiome works to reverse years of oral health damage by targeting the root cause, helping you to stop bleeding gums and reduce inflammation so you can smile with confidence again. Strengthen tooth enamel and reverse early decay naturally. Eliminate the harmful bacteria that cause cavities and gum disease. Achieve visibly whiter, brighter teeth as harmful stains are naturally removed. Enjoy the freshest breath you've had in years, all day long. Reduce your risk of serious health conditions like heart disease and Alzheimer's by stopping oral bacteria from entering your bloodstream. By simply chewing 1 delicious berry frost tablets a day, you naturally target the root cause of oral health problems for faster, more reliable results. And unlike inconvenient dental appointments or complicated multi-step oral care routines, DentaBiome fits naturally into your everyday life. Taking it is as easy as popping a breath mint in your mouth. No water needed. No annoying application process, just convenient oral health support wherever life takes you. Every single sugar-free postbiotic tablet is manufactured in the USA in our FDA-approved, GMP-certified facility under sterile, strict, and precise standards. DentaBiome contains no dangerous stimulants or toxins, and it's not habit-forming. Since its release, DentaBiome has transformed thousands of lives.
My gums were receding so badly, and my teeth looked huge and felt loose. My dentist said I needed gum grafts that would cost thousands. DentaBiome stopped the recession, and my gums are healing. It's so easy, just chew and go. And the flavor is addictive.
I just wanted healthy gums. I didn't expect my whole body to change. I'm sleeping better, my brain feels sharp again, my belly is shrinking, and I have energy I haven't felt in years. Let's just say my wife is happy too, if you know what I mean. Who knew it all started in my mouth?
Remember that sweet gum you used to crave constantly? Dental Biome has the same yummy taste, but instead of it being just a treat, it's literally fixing my cavities. This stuff works.
Dental Biome feels like a miracle. After everything I've been through, years of painful dental procedures, endless dental bills that drain my savings, and the solution all along was simply chewing tablets that taste like candy. I couldn't recommend it enough.
Now, I'm guessing you're eager to try this breakthrough for yourself, and you should be, because what we've created doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. Dentabiome is the first and only scientifically backed oral postbiotic formula that breaks the FabM acid lock to stop tooth decay at the source. This isn't another probiotic with dying bacteria hoping to survive your saliva. This is the world's only oral postbiotic. Stable, powerful compounds delivered in a delicious, chewable tablet that works immediately, without any of the failures that plague traditional solutions. So let's talk about how you can get Dentabiome today. First, you need to understand something. We absolutely refuse to cut corners. You're always guaranteed a premium, clinically tested product that actually works, not some generic supplement filled with ineffective ingredients. Here's what most people don't realize about postbiotics. There are only a handful of laboratories in the entire world that can extract and formulate these specific postbiotic compounds while maintaining their FabM breaking potency. And the raw materials themselves are incredibly expensive. Quality like this doesn't come cheap. When you compare Dentabiome to the dozens of probiotic formulas essentially selling you dead bacteria in a bottle, we could easily charge a significant premium. And considering our customers have avoided tens of thousands in dental procedures, root canals, extractions, gum surgery, implants, most told us they'd gladly pay it. Think about it for a moment. How much would you invest to finally have a truly healthy mouth, free from infection, inflammation, and the constant threat of disease? No more bleeding when you brush. No more embarrassing breath. No more cavities forming despite your best efforts. And best of all, no more terrifying dental procedures or worrying about infections spreading to your bloodstream and raising your risk of heart disease or Alzheimer's. I think we both know that peace of mind is priceless. When we calculated what Dentabiome should cost, we considered everything. The rare postbiotic compounds, premium natural ingredients, sustainable bio bottle packaging, rigorous testing, and the fact that nothing like this exists anywhere else. We landed on a retail price of $187 per bottle. Honestly, for a one-of-a-kind formula that reverses years of dental decay and restores your oral health naturally, that's more than fair. But here's the thing. We didn't create Dentabiome just for people who could afford premium pricing. Our purpose has been making this breakthrough accessible to everyone who needs it. So we made a decision. Sell exclusively online, eliminate retail markups, and price this as affordably as possible. We're offering Dentabiome at the lowest price we can manage because we know that the more men and women we can help, the more people they're going to tell about it. So today, you won't pay $187. You won't pay even half that. Right now, on this page only, you can claim your supply of Dentabiome at a special reduced rate. Take a look below. I have a feeling you're going to be very happy when you see the extremely generous pricing we've worked out for you today. That's less than the cost of a single dental cleaning, a fraction of what you'd pay for one filling. Pennies compared to the thousands you'll save by avoiding major dental work. However, I must stress, now that word about this breakthrough is spreading rapidly, supplies of Dentabiome are running low, and we can't say when another batch will be available. And frankly, we don't know how long the dental industry will let us keep this page up. That's why we strongly recommend choosing the 6-bottle option. Our first production batch sold out within days of going public, and our suppliers are already warning us that as postbiotic demand explodes over the next few weeks, especially as more and more users see results and spread the word, restocking times will get longer and longer, which means there's a real risk you won't have Dentabiome available when you need it most. And here's the thing about postbiotics. While you might notice significant improvements in the first few weeks, the real long-lasting transformation happens around the 90-day mark. That's when our customers report the most dramatic changes. Gums that were receding start to reattach. Teeth that felt loose begin to stabilize and firm up. The chronic inflammation finally subsides. But not only that, they're finally sleeping through the night, breathing freely, waking up energized and clear-headed instead of foggy and drained. They focus better, work better, live better. This happens because postbiotic compounds work cumulatively. Every day you use Dentabiome, these bioactive compounds accumulate in your oral cavity, continuously breaking down FabM acid locks, neutralizing bacterial toxins, and strengthening your natural defenses. The effects build on itself. Day 60 is better than 30, day 90 is better than day 60. That's why consistency matters so much. Taking it daily allows the postbiotic compounds to maintain constant pressure on those entrenched acid-producing bacteria colonies. The worst thing would be finally experiencing real progress, maybe for the first time in years, only to run out right when your mouth is in the critical rebuilding phase, and then having to wait weeks or months for us to restock, if we even can source these ingredients at reasonable prices. That's exactly why we've structured our best pricing around the 6-month package. When you choose one of these options by clicking below, you lock in today's pricing, guarantee your supply during your critical transformation period, and get free shipping on top of the volume discount. And here's something that makes this already great decision even better. When you order Dentabiome today, you're also making a difference for our planet. For every sale, we plant a tree with 1 tree planted and fund ocean cleanup initiatives to remove plastic waste from our waterways. Thanks to customers like you, we've already helped clear the equivalent of 850 football fields of ocean and kept more than 8,700 pounds of plastic out of rivers and oceans. Your order today keeps this meaningful environmental work going. So make your money-saving selection below and we'll rush your order to you right away. But that's not all. By ordering a 3-month or 6-month supply of Dentabiome today, you'll also receive a special bonus package worth $99. These are digital bonuses you can start using in just moments. They'll help you get started on the right track and even accelerate the results you get with Dentabiome. Bonus number 1 is From Dull to Dazzling, your at-home smile transformation guide. Think of this as your secret weapon for a smile you'll actually want to show off. Inside this bonus, you'll find simple ways to whiten your teeth naturally using ingredients from your own kitchen, an overnight remedy that clears up painful canker sores, and tips to eliminate dry mouth so your saliva keeps protecting you even while you sleep. Plus, a do-it-yourself cavity repair method that could save you a trip to the dentist, the surprising truth about why cavities can spread from person to person, and so much more. Bonus number 2 is the dental lie detector, spotting the myths that harm your teeth. We've talked a lot today about cutting through the bogus products and false information that have been sabotaging your oral health. This book exposes other myths and deceptions and arms you with more easy-to-follow tips that you can combine with Dentabiome for a clean, healthy mouth and strong teeth that last a lifetime. Like the strange facts you never knew about brushing, the alarming truth about zero-sugar diet drinks, an odd flossing tip to detect the exact source of bad breath, and some simple natural methods that make the breath-freshening effects of Dentabiome even more powerful. When you invest in a 6-bottle supply of Dentabiome, the 2 bonus gifts worth $99 are yours absolutely free. You will gain access to them immediately right after you place your order. And in addition to getting the deepest possible discounts and the free bonuses, your shipping is free anywhere in the US. As you can see, we're dedicated to getting the maximum results. We want to make sure you're covered in every way. When you combine Dentabiome with just a handful of the tips and tricks and the bonuses, you'll fast-track your results and pave the way for greater overall wellness. So now it's time to choose your money-saving package below and complete your order. With a 6-bottle package, you'll save an extra 30% and receive both premium bonuses, a $99 value absolutely free. And you won't have to worry about running out while we restock. Plus, every order helps plant a tree and protect our oceans. So you're not just transforming your smile, you're helping transform the planet. It's also crucial that you only order Dentabiome from this official website. Our breakthrough formula is exclusively available here on this secure page, nowhere else. So if you see it sold anywhere else online or in stores, it's not the genuine formula and we cannot guarantee its safety or effectiveness. This is why I recommend you order your ready-made supply of tablets now on this official page while stock lasts. And take full advantage of today's generous discount prices by clicking on your preferred package below. Now, if you're a bit skeptical, I totally understand. You've tried a lot of methods, spent a lot of money, went through so much pain, and nothing worked. That's why I'm removing all the risk from you and putting it entirely on me. When you order any amount of Dentabiome today, you're covered by our 100% money-back guarantee, good for 60 days. That's 2 full months. And this guarantee is no questions asked. This means if you decide to request a refund, you don't need to explain why. It doesn't even matter if you never get around to trying it. Your investment is simply returned to you. So, in a sense, it isn't a payment at all. It's more like a refundable deposit. And there are no sneaky hidden charges or monthly subscription fees. And while you're welcome to claim a refund at any time over the next 60 days, I've got complete confidence you'll be more than happy with your results. Based on the rave reviews Dentabiome is getting, and all the success stories arriving in my inbox every day, I believe you're going to want to send us a thank you email instead. Maybe you'll even want to share your before and after photos of your smile transformation.
I teach middle school and I caught my students talking about my breath. I was mortified. I brushed and flossed religiously went through packs of gum and mint, but nothing helped. Then I tried this ridiculously simple solution. I was skeptical, but now my breath is fresh all day, every day. I can't believe that such an effortless thing made such a huge difference.
Okay, have you ever heard that dental issues can be life-changing? It's the truth. I didn't know that my own dental issues were causing so much issues. I was having brain fog, no energy, but then I saw this thing about Dentabiome. So I was like, I'll give it a try, why not? Ever since I started, I kid you not, the energy is amazing. Like, I have more energy. Brain fog, I can think clear. My kids aren't saying, hey dad, you walk around like a zombie anymore. Now, I'm locked in, even as their coach, which they love. And look, I had no idea that fixing my teeth would correct all this. And I'm back to planning trips with my wife, hiking with her, what she loves, and yes, I've actually even lost weight. Yeah, looking sharp. Highly suggest it.
I was saving up for gum surgery and root canals, thousands of dollars. Now, thanks to this simple at-home approach, I just booked my dream vacation with my dental fund. Turns out, I don't need it anymore. And the best part, I'll actually smile in the photos.
But the constitute sensitivity that ruled my life for years is history. I used to dread every meal, the pain, the awkward pauses, pretending everything was fine. I've missed so many of my moments with my family's meals because I was focused on the pain. Now I actually look forward to eating with my family. I'm present again. Wish I had found Dentabiome sooner.
So I had this constant throbbing gum pain that just would not stop. And I tried everything from antibiotics, prescription mouthwashes, even those oral probiotics you see all over social media. Well, they healed for like maybe a week, but then it would all come like rushing back. I mean, nothing gave me lasting relief until I tried this each morning. Finally, the infection cleared up. So now the pain is gone and my gums have never been healthier. I gotta say, I'm so glad I tried this. So relieved.
So go ahead and choose the package you want below. Once you click on your chosen package, you'll be taken to our secure checkout page, which is protected by the latest encryption technology used by top retailers like Amazon and major banks. So you can place your order with complete confidence that your personal and financial information is 100% protected. The moment you place your order, our warehouse will pack it up and mail it out to you fast, so it's in your hands within a few days. But you need to act now, because if you exit this page without claiming your supply, you might be saying goodbye to it forever. Just a few days from now, you'll enjoy your first Dentabiome tablet and start your day knowing you're finally taking back control of your oral health. Your gums will stop bleeding and start healing. You'll have fresh, clean breath that lasts all day long. At the same time, your mouth is finally breaking the acid lock, eliminating harmful bacteria quickly, safely, and naturally. And you're not just reversing your oral health problems, you're breathing easier, sleeping deeper, waking up energized and clear-headed. Plus, you're protecting yourself against costly dental procedures and serious health conditions like heart disease and Alzheimer's. Simply enjoy your daily tablets and let the FabM unlocking process do its job. Remember, either Dentabiome exceeds your expectations, or you can contact our customer support team over the next 60 days and your deposit will be refunded to you, even if the bottles are empty. Our friendly customer support team is always here to help. I want to sincerely thank you for spending this time with me today. Just by being here, you've already taken an important step toward transforming your oral health and getting back the confidence you deserve. If you're still thinking about it, I understand, but I want you to really consider what happens next. If you don't choose Dentabiome today, you might decide to spend more time and money searching for other solutions. This could take weeks or even months. Meanwhile, your gum inflammation continues to worsen. Your teeth become more sensitive. The bleeding when you brush becomes more frequent. You keep worrying every time you go to the dentist, knowing there's probably another expensive procedure waiting for you. The dental bills keep mounting, keeping you awake at night. You continue missing out on the simple joys of life, laughing freely without covering your mouth, enjoying ice cream without wincing, speaking confidently in important meetings. You find yourself constantly checking your breath, avoiding certain foods in public, feeling embarrassed during intimate moments. Maybe you're hoping the problem will just go away on its own. But I've never seen that happen. Quite the opposite. The longer gum disease and oral inflammation go untreated, the faster they progress, weakening bone, destroying tissue, loosening teeth, while harmful bacteria spread through your bloodstream, potentially contributing to heart disease, stroke, diabetes complications, and even Alzheimer's disease. But it doesn't have to be like this. You can risk nothing at all today. Grab Dentabiome right now and step onto a completely different path. This is the path that leads to real, lasting improvements in your oral health, consistently fresh breath, healthier gums, and the confidence that comes from knowing you're using a science-backed solution that addresses the actual root cause rather than just masking symptoms. Thousands of men and women of all ages have already experienced their own oral health transformations thanks to Dentabiome. Now it's your turn. And all it takes is one delicious tablet each morning, loaded with nature's most potent postbiotic compounds, working quietly in the background while you simply focus on living your best life. So just click below to make your choice. Enter your payment details on our secure order form and place your order now. We'll immediately ship your bottles directly to your home. The 6-bottle package includes free shipping no matter where you live, plus both free bonuses. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I look forward to hearing about your success with Dentabiome. Still here? Great. I want you to feel completely confident about ordering Dentabiome today, so let me quickly address a few common questions I often hear. How exactly does Dentabiome work, and how is it different from everything else I've tried? Unlike probiotics that try to force new bacteria into your mouth, where 99% of them will die, Dentabiome works by delivering nature's own FabM fighting compounds directly to where you need them. Think of it this way. If probiotics are like sending soldiers into battle who die before firing a shot, Dentabiome delivers the actual weapons those soldiers would have used. Stable, powerful compounds that break the FabM acid lock immediately. These postbiotic compounds dismantle the acid-proof armor protecting harmful bacteria, neutralize the acid bath destroying your teeth, support your mouth's natural healing processes, help beneficial bacteria thrive again. And because postbiotics work systemically, users often report clearer sinuses, better digestion, more restful sleep, increased energy, fresher breath that lasts all day. That's why thousands of people have already transformed their oral health with Dentabiome. It's not just another temporary fix. It's a complete restoration of your mouth's natural balance. Are there any side effects? Is Dentabiome really safe? This is one of my favorite questions because it highlights another huge advantage of postbiotics over probiotics. Since Dentabiome contains no live bacteria, there's zero risk of bacterial overgrowth or adverse reactions. Your immune system recognizes these compounds as beneficial signaling molecules, not as foreign invaders. Every batch is made in our FDA-registered, GMP-certified facility, third-party tested for purity and potency, free from GMOs, gluten, soy, and artificial ingredients, manufactured under strict quality controls. While Dentabiome is safe for virtually everyone, as with any supplement, consult your healthcare provider if you're pregnant, nursing, or have a medical condition. How exactly do I take Dentabiome? And when will I see results? Simply let one berry frost tablet dissolve slowly in your mouth each morning. You can chew it or let it melt like candy. Either way works perfectly. The key is letting it dissolve completely so the postbiotic compounds can reach every surface in your mouth. Many users actually look forward to taking Dentabiome because the taste is so enjoyable. While everyone's mouth is different, here's what most users report. First week, less bleeding when brushing, fresher breath, reduced sensitivity. First month, significant reduction in gum inflammation, noticeably cleaner feeling mouth, no more metallic taste, 60 to 90 days, complete transformation of oral health, restored confidence and smile, dramatically improved gum health. For best results, take Dentabiome consistently each morning. Remember, these compounds work cumulatively, so don't skip days. Tell me more about the guarantee. What if it doesn't work for me? I understand the skepticism, especially if you've been burned by false promises before. That's why we offer our industry-leading 60-day money-back guarantee. It's simple. If you're not absolutely thrilled with your results, just return the bottles, even if they're empty, for a complete refund. No questions asked, no hassles, no hard feelings. Why such a generous guarantee? Because I've seen Dentabiome transform thousands of lives, and I know it will work for you too. But everyone's mouth is different. Some people see dramatic improvements in days, while others take a few weeks to break through years of FabM buildup. That's why we give you a full 60 days to experience Dentabiome for yourself, completely risk-free. I'm ready to try Dentabiome. How do I get started? Simply click the button below and choose your money-saving package. Most people select our 6-bottle option to lock in the lowest price and ensure they don't run out during their transformation. Remember, Dentabiome is only available through this website. You won't find it on Amazon or in stores. Once you select your package, you'll be taken to our secure checkout page where you can complete your order in less than 2 minutes. Your order will be shipped within 24 hours in discreet packaging, and you'll receive tracking information via email. Plus, if you choose our 6-bottle package today, you'll get free shipping and our complete bonus package worth $99. But please don't wait. Our current batch is selling out quickly, and once we're out of stock, it could be months before we can produce more. Click the button below now to secure your supply of Dentabiome while we still have bottles available. I can't wait to hear your transformation story.